So now it's time to finalize our numbers. This blue area is the income. On the left side, you have your Texas Reality Check number. That's where I got that $3,870 from. And then from my career project, when I researched, that's where I got the $2,916. And then what I think I'm just going to put in 3,000. That's a nice even number. That'd be 3,000 a month, and that's my net. That's what my paycheck would hopefully be. I deleted all this stuff here on the left because I don't need it. I'm no longer in college. So right on this column, this is the column that I get to choose from. So I'm going to go down on the expenses and walk you through my choices. If you have student loan debt, the Texas Reality Check would give you an estimated number for that per month. If you have a FAFSA loan, you might be able to research your own number. I don't have that, so I'm going to just put in 85 as if I'm a college student. This gas right here would be gas for a house, the gas cost for a house like Center Point. I'm going to go ahead and use that because that's my research price. I know that just from my own experience. And then I went to look at housing, and I found housing that was adequate for me when I researched. So I'm going to use that housing cost right there. And see, what I'm doing is I'm choosing. That's what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't have a food plan, so I would come through and I'm going to delete that because I don't have a food plan. Furnishings, I'm going to borrow from friends and family. And then electric, if I'm going to be in a house, it's going to be around 200. So I'm going to use my researched part. Remember, in the Texas Reality Check, they put all the utilities as one bill, and you can certainly do that. That's totally your choice. It's fall. The water bill will eventually go down, but I know from my experience and from my research, it's about $100. I know my internet is going to be about $85. My cell phone is going to be $100, and I would research that number. Or you might actually ask your parents if you don't know how much you pay for your cell phone. I'm not going to be in an apartment, so I don't need the renter's insurance. If you are in an apartment, for the first thing out of college, it'd be like $15 a month for the renter's insurance. And then I do have the savings. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up to 300 because that is the base number that I'm going to use 10% of my income. And of course, we want you to save something, anything. I can't remember what that other was, so I'm going to just keep going down. My car payment. The car I wanted when I researched it was $350, so maybe my sights are too high. I'm going to put $350, and then I'm going to go back through and look at my budget again. So really all I'm doing is I'm putting in the numbers that I think are I'm choosing my numbers. You may be asking, where did you get those from? Well, I know about how much I spend in gas. I know about how much I spend because I've looked at my I've already looked at my budget that I'm doing right now. I think my food costs are going to be a little high. I'm going to go ahead and move that down to 400. And then I really do like clothes. I want clothes in there for sure. So I'm just going down and I'm putting in the numbers that I'm choosing. Your health insurance, there's no way, I don't think you can really estimate that well. All I can tell you is that it's expensive, okay? I don't go to the gym. I do go to the doctor a little, but I'll put that in, I think, in a minute. Okay, so here's my totals at the bottom. These are my expenditures, okay? This is Texas Reality Check on this left column. These were my research numbers on the middle, and then at the last column is what I'm choosing for my budget. So I'm going to go back up at the top and see how I did. So if I look at the difference, I'm going to estimate that I'm going to spend, get an income of $3,000, and you know what? I think I'm going to take out that word difference because that's not going to help me any. I needed to change those when I gave it to you. This should really be Texas Reality Check. And that should be here. Okay, and then you choose should be here. And then the research should be around here. If you don't know, just use the Texas Reality Check stuff. Of course, I didn't mean to move it all the way out, but that's okay. It's no big deal. So I'm overspending $400. So I need to take out $400 from my my stuff here. A loan's a loan. I need to pay it back. I'm not going to drive less. I could see if I could find a cheaper apartment. My electric really isn't probably going to go down that much. Neither is my water, those things there. Okay, so I do have my savings. So maybe I can't put away yet $300. So I'm going to move it down. That's ideal, but maybe that just needs to be a goal that I get to. The car right here, the car payment. I think I'm going to try to find a cheaper car. I think I need to be realistic about that. I'm still going to drive. I'm still going to take the tollway. I'm just trying to be real here. Groceries. I could do this. I could lower that. I think I'm going to lower it to what the Texas reality check is and be a little more realistic. And I think I'm going to go ahead and lower my clothing. Let's do it to 75. So what I'm doing is right now is I'm setting my budget numbers. I may have to come back to that entertainment. And let's go back up and see then. Okay, so now I'm just $70 over. So I'm going to look down. So I've looked through this thing a few times, and really I think it's going to have to come out of the housing. I think I'm just going to have to find a less expensive house or apartment. Maybe I have to go into an apartment. And that may be what I have to do, is just find a place that's not so expensive. And maybe I just need to share some costs with somebody. So if I get a roommate, that's going to significantly lower my costs. Okay. And that would be a good thing. I'm going to come back up to the income. And if you look right here, my income matches my expenses. It's coming out nicely. Just delete those things over here. You don't need that for right now. Because those columns were mislabeled by myself. But this is then how you would do a budget, and that's it. If you look, your income matches your expenditures, and then what I would do is I would go through the month, see how I do, and then come back and analyze. How did I do? Remember, we're just making a budget, creating one from scratch, and when you do that, there's going to be mistakes made. It's no big deal. You just readjust the next month.